Still hits the spot though. Still hits the spot. Why, hello, and welcome to another episode of Frosto Talks. I'm your host, Frosto. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving a huge thank you and shout out to all of my listeners, everyone that's been tuning in, everyone that's been messaging me, all the feedback, the reviews, the 5 out of 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. What's up? I truly appreciate you guys. Once again, it took a lot for me to step outside of my comfort zone and put this together, put my content out there, and just seeing how amazing it's been received is honestly a dream come true. Now, with that being said, I had a lot of success with my previous podcast on how to be the number one dad, currently on my playlist if you haven't heard it so far, and kind of took it to you guys and wanted to know what more you wanted to hear from me on the topic. And the one thing that I got over and over and over again was, how is it to be married? Now, for those that don't know, I have a fucking awesome marriage. And I'm not just saying that. It's legit. It's 100%. It's everything I could have dreamed of. I didn't even know it's what I wanted. But nothing amazing comes without hard work. And I'd be lying to you if I said it was a cakewalk. My wife and I should have broke up and split up God knows how many times when this relationship first started. But fortunately, she put up with me for some reason. So without further ado, it is my honor, my pleasure to introduce the first guest on Frosto Talks, Trish Diaz.
Hi.
So this is definitely a big step for her, as she's extremely shy, to say the least. Awkward. And getting her to speak in front of God knows how many people is definitely something that took some convincing, if you will.
He bribed me with alcohol.
So, again, I had a lot of success on the last episode and just wanted to, kind of piggyback off that. Something that a lot of people ask me, again, men in general, guys in general in my life, was, how do you make it all work? And, I wear a lot of hats. We're a single income home, father of 3, happily married, very successful in my line of work, and, train jujitsu constantly, always lifting and trying to improve myself. And again, I get that question a lot. How do you fit it all in the day? Like, how do you put it all together? And I'd be nothing without my wife, Trish. Now, I know this is my podcast and I could speak for days, but let's hear about you, honey.
No.
Oh, yes.
To.
Let's give the audience what they want. Give us a little bit about yourself. Who you are, what's your name, what's your sign, girl?
My name's Trisha. I'm an Aquarius. I'm old and I don't know. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I am in the National Guard. And yeah, my job is to protect my family. And that means even stepping as far as the country if I have to protect them. So, that's all I got. How am I blushing and no one's even here?
It's because we're recording. Now, so thank you, honey. Welcome.
Thank you.
Honestly, thank you for making this all possible. You've always been a huge supporter on everything that I do. So it's just, it's awesome that, again, that you're able to come on here and step out of your comfort zone as well and join me. Want to take it to some questions that I got. I put up a question box on my Instagram, IG at Frosto, and wanted to hear what some of our people wanted to know about us. So throughout our podcast, I'll do a little segment and ask a question here or two, and see where we go from there. Okay. One of my first ones that I really like, and
you want to shout him out?
shout out to Marco. What's up, big dog? Marco Gallegos, dog.
What's their handle?
Purple Belt 10th Planet. What's up, dog? He asked.
Marco, what's his name? Mm-hmm. His handle.
I think it's Marcos
Gallegos.
BJJ, I believe.
At Marcos Gallegos
BJJ.
Go follow him.
All right. He asked, how did y'all meet? And what would be the number one advice for young couples? Honey?
I think you need to take the story. Sometimes if you told the story.
So how did we meet? So Trish and I actually went to high school together, but we didn't actually formally meet.
We didn't actually like each other. Well,
hold on, rewind. Shit. It was love at first sight for me. All right. Let me paint you a picture. It's 2006. 2006. I'm playing football. She's playing volleyball. I'm injured in the training room doing something, just probably goofing off. And here comes Shorty walking in with these volleyball shorts. And let me tell you, it was love at first sight.
Lord.
And from that moment on, I was hooked.
Smitten.
Now, if I could recreate the look of death she gave me when I said whatever the hell I said, you would die. But yeah, that was the moment I noticed her first. And, somehow we ended up making it all through high school without really...
No, I avoided you. You were annoying. He was the class clown. He needed the attention, and I refused to give it to him. And what was it like? Well, I first met you, or came, aside from that one interaction, was at a party. Mm-hmm. You decided. What did you do?
Oh my God! Okay. So fast forward, I think, was it
3 years?
3 years later, and I go meet with some friends and at his house, and he said, "Oh yeah, I got some girls over." I said, "All right, cool." Didn't tell me.
You brought a girl, didn't you?
Huh?
You brought a girl.
I think I did. I might have. I might have brought a female companion.
Thought, and as you refer.
And being the person that I was, I don't know why I thought it'd be a great idea to get naked and jump in the pool. Yes, believe it or not, at the time I'm like, oh, I like her. She might want to see me naked in the pool.
I just feel like you just wanted attention.
From you.
Right. But guess what? After you did that, I was the only person with my back turned.
You didn't even get up.
I didn't get up.
I
sat on the couch.
You sat on the couch as everyone is coming to laugh, pointing, gawking.
Doing whatever.
My boo's out there.
Back turned.
Unbothered.
What was... Never mind.
Explicit. Anyway, so that was the next time that I met her, or saw her, or encountered her after high school.
Because we didn't know each other until...
Right. Now, fast forward, I think, another year. And
2 years.
2 years. I'm living in San Diego. And,
Not this year.
It was...
Yeah, because...
No, because you're at Liam.
Really? I thought it was when I was at Chico.
Mm-mm. No. So fast forward another year or so, you just had Liam, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. I had just been dumped, and we kind of just sparked from there. And I saw you on, I think, Facebook, or I believe it was Facebook, and your boy slid in the DMs. I said something stupid. I don't know what I said, and for the next 2 years after that date, it took about 72 requests, asks, and begging for her to finally go out with me. Yes, that's right. You heard that. 72 dates asking her to come out with me over 2 years. And I finally, got her. I chipped it down. I was able to wear you down, I guess. Right?
Persistence is key.
So that's how we met. In a nutshell. The funny thing is, after I successfully slid in her DMs before the date. We'd finally exchanged phone numbers, and one night I'm, with some friends, and he said, "Hey, we're going to some girl's house and this and that, da da da." All right, cool. And I'm actually texting Trish, like, "Oh yeah, we're going to some girl's house. I don't know, just with my boy, da da da." She's like, "All right, cool." And she replies, she's like, "Oh yeah, some dudes are coming over, whatever." And lo and behold, I'm actually walking into her apartment.
Through the door. Oh,
and I was a gentleman, right? I didn't let anyone know that we were talking, or I was hollering at her. So I reached my hand across the table and I introduced myself. I'm like, "Oh hey, what's up? My name is Victor." And she's like, "Oh hi."
well, I mean, that was like the first time that we formally met.
That is actually.
So
yeah. And then from that moment on, I believe, was I already asking you out? I was already asking you out. Prior to that, yeah. Again, folks, this is now a year in of me asking her out, and probably 34 attempts. It still took another year and God knows how long. But, again, I weighed her down. Persistence, folks. Fellas, take that shot, baby.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
Now, the second part to that question is, what would be your number one advice for younger couples?
I don't know. I was really stupid when I was young. No, seriously.
No, I know, but now, for us giving a couple advice, to a younger couple.
Do you have anything?
This is going to come up a little bit because there are some other questions that are similar, but honestly, man, it's ego. Put that ego aside.
Sure. Actually, yeah.
Put that ego aside. One of the major issues Trish and I had was
alphas,
bro. Alphas. I mean, she couldn't be any more stubborn. I couldn't be any more stupid, and it didn't work.
Fire and fuel.
Exactly, and
fuel and fire.
Fueling the fire, and it wasn't necessarily a matter of who needed to be right, more so just who needed to have their way. And I know that sounds kind of similar, but it really isn't, because again, when you have two alphas in the room, it's hard for either one of them to, take a step back.
Well, yeah, because you think that you're right and what you do is right all the time, so everyone needs to do what you think is right. And that sounds like crazy, but that's how I was at the age of 23, 24?
23, 24.
And I was like, well, if I think this way, then it must be right. So you're wrong, and you need to learn.
And so, again, so for the younger couples, you got to ask yourself, you trying to make it better, or you trying to be right? Because that right there is the key. Once I started asking myself that question is when things definitely started to change for us, I would say. Right?
Let's hold them.
Well, actually, that'll lead us into our next question.
You dump me? Is that so? It right into it.
Yes, actually, that's.
I'm rolling my eyes.
What obstacles have you overcome as a couple that have strengthened you?
Victor Fausto dumped me.
Hey, know your worth, guys. You know what? Listen, I did. We were dating now for a couple of years. We had moved in together. We had moved to 2 different apartments, actually. And we were on our second one. It was in Burbank.
That's when you dumped me?
I think they get it, honey.
No, I don't think I was in Burbank.
Yeah. Anyway, so irrelevant.
He dumped me, is what we're getting at.
and yeah, I did, honestly. It was, stop it. It was the best, worst mistake I had made. And fellas, this is what you got to ask yourself. At the end of the day, it's you, man. It's you. You are your star player. You are your number one priority. How can you be good for anybody else if you can't be good for you? And I know in prior podcasts and in times that I've spoken to people, I've mentioned how I was a complete fuck up, and I held a lot of guilt, and I didn't think very highly of myself. And at this point, I had been supporting my family and very successful at my job, and I felt like I was finally seeing my worth, obviously with the help of Trish, and we just weren't in a good spot, mentally, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
So I dumped you.
First of all, as Nikki B would say, or actually, as I had to correct him, it was half 50-50.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we were living together, but I think it was more of we had to stop our talk because our relationship was toxic for the first 2 years.
Yeah.
And at that point, you were burned out. One of the last straws was what happened? I might have accidentally thrown a coaster set off our balcony onto his windshield.
Just drained it straight into the. It looked like if you could see where it hit, she was aiming at me. Like she sniped through the top of the balcony and hit the windshield right where my head would have been.
Poor guy had no idea.
I had no idea. Look, I'm coming home from work. I'm tired. You know, she took up both parking spots. And I asked her to move, and
that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah, no, and then I went to go move my car to go park it outside, and I thought you thought I was leaving.
No, I think it's I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest, it was stupid. But yeah.
No, yeah, and so after that, I was like, you know what, fuck this. I love her. I love my kid. You know, but it's not healthy. You know, and I know that, you know, again, if you listen to my last podcast, I'm big on breaking that generational trauma. And, you know, one of the main things is not only did I not want to see our son to see us in that relationship, but I didn't want to bring that out of each other, you know, because that's all we were doing is we were bringing out the negative, the nasty, and I didn't want to know her for that because I loved her for so much more. And so, yeah, we broke up. And
I know how I got him back. Do you?
So, because I'm a gentleman, right? I said, you know what? Stay in the apartment. I'll continue paying my half of the rent. I'm not going to obviously put you out. So I started couch surfing a little bit, and
I stalked him. First of all, I need to know where he was staying. And yeah, I'm crazy. I'm Salvadorian, you guys. I'm crazy.
I'm napping one day randomly, and
Sleeping in.
Sleeping in.
I'm napping.
I was napping. I was napping one day. I was tired at my mom's house because I'd been couch surfing, and wanted to take advantage of my sister being at school or something like that, and actually sleeping on a bed. And out of nowhere, I just hear.
I'm a ninja.
Okay.
You didn't realize I was there until I was standing at the foot of your bed.
So I get up and I'm like, what the hell is this? And there she is, just hair messier than ever. It looks like she'd been crying for
days. Because he broke up with me.
Just, what did you say? Why don't you love me? And I was like, what the? I was like, did you break into my house? And just without shame, she's like, yeah, and.
Absolutely.
And so I looked at her just completely in awe, and I'm like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna take a nap. You're more than welcome to come. And yeah, I think we laid our head together, and that was that.
Yeah, but we did have to actually talk after that.
We did.
Because there were so many issues prior to that event that caused us to break up, and the worst part is I understood why we broke up. We were fucking horrible together. I mean,
oh yeah, come on, bro. Yeah.
PG?
No, dog. Explicit.
Okay. Explicit. Anyway, so it was honestly a smart thing. We were not good, and finally, after Vic talking to his mom and understanding,
voice of reason,
always.
Shout out to my sister too.
Right. Both of them for dealing with us. But, it was just we had to understand that if we were going to move forward, because at that point there were a lot of, things in our past or his past that bugged me and that I would always try and, what's what I'm looking for?
Bring up?
Sure. But at that point, we're just if we're going to move forward, let's move forward. Let's not, focus on what's happened prior to that. And surprisingly, it worked. I don't know, how that, because it was right then and there that we were able to.
No, and you know what, and that's what it is, right? So circling back to the checking your ego, I remember venting, crying, just, talking to my mom and my sister, what the fuck, and my mom would tell me, she's like, Mijo, you got to be the first one. You got to take the step. You got to back down. just say you're right. Just say whatever. And I got so mad. I'm like, but what if she's wrong? And what if, I was like, no, but why do I got to be the one to do it? Why do I got to be the one to do it? And sure, and lo and behold, guys, the minute I remember, it happened almost instantly, where we were deep in an argument, and I took a step back, and I said, what I say? I said, you know what? I'm gonna go into the other room. I'm not walking away from you, but we need to cool it. We need to calm down. And I did, and I stepped into the other room. And I think within 5 minutes, you came in and you go, I just want to thank you for acknowledging. And I'm still upset, but I want to thank you for taking that step. And since then, it's just been growing. I feel like
that was the foundation.
That was the foundation
for the solid relationship that we now currently have.
Yes, ma'am. Now, I kind of that leads into my next question of, were your kids planned?
No. Well, no. But Harley was like, you know what? We want 3 kids. Let's just see what happens. Because with Grayson, I would have honestly expected, to have him sooner.
Oh, way sooner.
Like get
way
pregnant sooner with him.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. So I was like, oh, so that means we have X amount of months. No. That happened so fast.
So fast.
I was pregnant for 18 months.
18 months straight.
Is what it felt like.
Yeah. And the reason why I ask this now is because one of the biggest influences in us moving was our kids, was our children, was the amount of kids that we had and how quick we had them. And, at the time that moving got brought up, had our relationship not been where it was, I don't think it would have been a possibility. If
our relationship wasn't where it was when we got pregnant with Grayson,
there we go.
We wouldn't be where we're at. Like, I feel like Grayson was like the new begin. Like, I don't know if that sounds right, because it wasn't like because of Grayson. Like, we were fine. Our
we were good
foundation was set prior to having
I guess for me it made it real, and when I say that we have not done a single thing in this relationship correct, and still finally found a way to make it work, we haven't done a single thing correct. And we got married 3 years after living together with the one kid, and pregnant with the other one, and my thing was at work, because I can't stop if you know me, I can't stop talking about Trish. I felt like I was disrespecting her at the time and at the point of the relationship that we were at, in calling her my girlfriend. So my baby mama. So that definitely motivated me, encouraged me to finally, take the step, take the leap, and
aside from loving me and everything,
and take the step, take the leap, and proposing. And I remember, I wasn't trying to pull a Pam and Roy and be engaged for 5 years. And one day I remember I was talking to a customer, and I said, "Oh, my fiance," and it just hit me. I'm like, "What the hell am I waiting for?" And we ended up getting married in our living room after Grayson's baby shower. You were 8 months pregnant, right?
Yep.
8 months pregnant.
Thanks to
Roxy was our witness, of course. Shout out to Roxy, always the homie, always the homegirl, always there in our most awesome moments.
And Jamie Morlowski.
Shout out. And just to kind of again illustrate how everything comes full circle. We had both seen Jamie post something randomly on her Facebook or Instagram, like earlier that week, about being about officially being able to an ordained minister or whatever, right? And we looked at each other and we're like, screw it. So we ended up calling her, texting her on leaving the baby shower, and she met us at our apartment. You were pregnant, so we got the bubbly, we got the apple cider, and we cheersed it.
Pop bottles.
There you go. All right, now let's go to another one. What is your favorite thing about your marriage?
Want me to answer first?
Please, ladies first.
My favorite thing about my marriage is that I always feel safe. And that's like one thing, like, listen, okay, yes, you pay all the bills. That's cool. Yes, I don't work, but like, I'm here at home, whatever. But I always feel safe. Always. Like, whether we're financially stable or we're like being physically protected. Like, that's it, really. Like, to me, that's like what a man's supposed to be. It's just my opinion, though. What do I know?
Yeah, and honestly, piggyback off of that a little bit, for me, it's just unwavering loyalty. I mean, oh damn.
Oh no.
Oh god. I'm gonna keep it together, okay?
Please.
Unwavering loyalty.
In case you guys didn't realize this by now, Vic's the sensitive one.
I am. The Johnson & Johnson commercial will make me cry, folks.
Facts.
So,
ask anybody. And I'm not that way.
But no, honestly, it's just that unwavering support. That backup, that loyalty. I mean, Trish will fight her family for me. Trish will fight the world. I know that trolls have to be trolls, but even in putting this podcast together, simple little polls on like, oh, should I do this or should I do that? Anyone that says anything negative, she's like, yo, send me their handle.
I will hunt you down.
And and I feel that, and that's what it is, and I know she says that she appreciates what I do, but quite honestly, it wouldn't be possible without you. It wouldn't be possible without, again, that support.
We're so cute.
What did I want? There's another one here that, again, piggybacking off of that. What is the secret to your harmonious relationship?
I think our communication.
Really?
I think so.
For me, it's the sex. No, I'm
Lord
just
have mercy. Oh, Lord.
Sorry, Mom.
No warnings?
Okay, sorry. Go.
I'm appalled. I don't even know what we're talking about.
What's the secret to your harmonious
Communication, people.
Communication.
Okay. And it's also understanding each other's, as Vic would put it, love language. Apparently that's a thing. He's the one who introduced me to it.
That's actually another question, right? Yeah.
But like for me, it's just understanding. So, of course, we're gonna bug each other. We live with each other. We're around each other. So little things are gonna drive you crazy, obviously. So it's just a matter of learning when to bring it up, I guess. Because obviously you don't want to just like hold that shit in.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's just like, say, Vic comes in, he's in a bad mood. He has this face. I know that some people know that face. He walks in and it's just like, what's up, dog? Like, what's your problem? But I can't say that at that time. So at that point, I will just, okay, all right, cool. Let's get him relaxed. Let's get him, because he's a happy guy. You just have to get him there when he's not feeling it. So, maybe within the next hour, you have to gauge it. So for me, if I know that he's feeling some type of way, I will wait till I find like the appropriate time to address it. Because I don't think I ever go without addressing something that bugs me.
No, and yeah.
It can be an hour, it can be 3 days. Mm-hmm. But obviously it depends on the situation. So at that point, I will wait till he's like fully, I guess, open to receiving information.
No, yeah, and again, I applaud that. That's definitely something that you do. I mean, it's funny because one of the questions is Vic really always that happy? Kind of.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, but my lows are low, and not in a depression fashion by any means.
It's just a swing.
It's more of a swing than anything, and I just, in those low moments, definitely vulnerable, and she knows that, hey, if I didn't take out the trash like she told me to, and I come home and she's gonna,
times.
and she's gonna bring it up, and she sees I'm in the mood. She might wait till later, like, hey, by the way, you also didn't take in the trash, like I asked you the other day, so, or earlier today. So just throwing it out there. So I feel like it's not only the timing, but also how you bring it up too.
Yeah.
You're not coming at me.
Like my thing is like at the end of the day, we're not getting divorced. That shit's not gonna happen.
No,
so what's the point in making this whole fucking? There's no point in causing like an explosion. Like there's no reason to get into those fights. And I think that's one of the things I learned too. Like, after he broke up with me, that it's just unless I'm planning to leave him, which I'm not, but like there's no reason to drag this shit out. Like just fucking deal with it and move past it. But like fix it at the same time, because like you can't just put a Band-Aid on something, because that shit will just, build up.
Yeah.
Right?
No, absolutely. I mean, again, circling back around, right? Are you trying to be right, or are you trying to make it better? And it's like, why? You're stuck with me forever. So why make it unpleasant?
Right.
And that's something that I never understood, man. And maybe it's how it's portrayed, in movies and shows, and like, oh, the old ball and the ball and chain or whatever, and like, I don't understand that. He
loves me so much.
I honor you, I cherish you, I respect you, I love you, and it's like, that old school mentality. Once again, guys, break that generational trauma, break the stereotypes, proper masculinity. It's okay to show and express your feelings, and don't get me wrong, I've gotten it before, not anymore because now everybody knows, but I'm this and that for my wife. Oh, damn, she got it like that. Oh, damn, she got it like, she got you like that. Oh, you didn't know? Bro, I'll be the first one to tell you my boo's the one that calls the shots, and gladly, because that's true, And those sayings are cliche, but they're sayings for a reason, right? Happy wife, happy life, and 100%. But guess what? Guess how I make her happy? I'm happy. I'm happy with me. I'm happy with the person that I am. I'm happy with the partner that I am. So what do? I express that, and I convey that, and in turn, get an awesome relationship, right?
Absolutely.
You brought up love language. That's the question. What are your love languages? What's your love language? We took the test. Now, this is funny because I did. So before the tests, for those that don't know, your love languages is there are 5 love languages. Everyone that is in a relationship expresses their love differently, and in most cases, they express their love by how they want to be loved. And this is where a lot of people have problems, because where one person can be touchy-feely and the other could be like, nah, I'm cool, buy me a present, materialistic, one's using their love language to communicate with the other, and it doesn't work. So again, for those that don't know, the love languages are words of affirmation, receiving gifts, physical touch, acts of service, and quality time. Now, before I actually took the test and looked into this, off first glance, I was, physical touch, off bat, boom, that's my love language.
Thought.
That I was.
Right.
Yeah. What about you? Before you took the test, or
acts of service.
Acts of service. Oh, so you knew from the
jump? I assumed. I honestly didn't really look at my results.
Okay. Oh, you didn't look at them?
Well, I saw the percentages, but I don't remember which was which.
So for those that don't know, if you go online and you can actually take your test. And oddly enough, Trish and I are they're very similar.
I do remember that much. I
yeah.
still remember where the numbers were.
So for Trisha, it's acts of service, and what that means is,
Hey, help me with the dishes, done. Help me pick up some toys.
No, it's true. It's true. To her, that means that you're looking out for her. And that to her is goes a long way. For me, it was words of affirmation. Look at me deeply, honey, and tell me I'm pretty. I need to hear it, and it's true. It is. I love you. I'm proud of you. Damn, you looking good. Like that fucking makes my day. Like I love to know, through expression that I'm your favorite person in the world.
Nice.
And then it's actually really funny because again, our answers were really similar. So off bat, hers was act of service, mine was words of affirmation. For her, my second was quality time, and hers was right up there. Mine was 27%, hers was 23% quality time. And then
for me, second was
for you, second was at words of affirmation, which is really funny. And then what I love the most is that we both received 0% for receiving gifts.
Zilch, nada.
We are very simple people.
Simple, practical. I wear Crocs every day.
Hey, bro.
They're practical as fuck.
Hey, they're awesome. I was a hater. I'm not gonna lie. I was a hater.
The biggest.
And that to me, it says a lot. That obviously, aside from our major love language, if you will, all the other ones were extremely similar. Has it always been like that? Did we grow to be that way? I don't know.
I don't think I've ever been like a gift person.
I me neither. I don't really care for gifts. I mean, I love when you get me gifts, just because you know that, and anything you get me is my favorite thing. I don't think from my
Pistolrite?
from my Pistolrite to my AirPods to, you know what I mean?
Just in case people don't know, like it's called So Right, but it's a joke.
So yeah, that's definitely what's awesome, and so and kind of again leading me to my next question, here regarding quality time, what's your favorite thing to do together?
Eat. I love going to eat with you, like just dinner with just you and no children.
Oh, 100% no children.
Vic's jiu-jitsu.
I was gonna say the sex, and I was like,
oh my god.
Sorry, no. For me, it's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Actually, no. That's true. Anything. We if I have to go into town to get something from Michael's. Well, can we go with you to Max? Just far.
Yeah, he did. One of our other children.
Can we go with you? I'm just like, what? Like, how does that make any sense? You'd want to sit in the car with 3 children, bugging the shit out of you, for 15 minutes. Because guess what? I'm gonna take my time. Michael's. That happens like what? Once a month.
Once a month, yeah, that, yeah.
Yeah. So. Spending time, definitely. He doesn't care. We can be in the car, rushing to get kratom. And
it's funny. It's funny because Trish is she's not as much of a social butterfly as I am. So for her, like a girls' night is definitely something a little different than others. And I think one day she had some of her friends, and they were telling her, "Oh, let's go to Vegas. Let's go to Vegas." And she's like, "I don't really care. Like, I don't really. Can Vic go?" She's like, "No. Like, just Just the girls. Like, we'll do a girls trip. You've never done a girls trip to Vegas." And Trish is like, "No, you don't get it. Like, I actually like hanging out with Vic." And I thought it was funny because the same here. I mean, I could have the homie hit me up right now talking about, "Hey, bro, plane ticket. I got you. Let's go. Everything paid for. Let's go to Vegas." My first question would be, "Can I bring Trish?" Because I love.
We're like best friends.
We are and I love sharing everything with you. I do, and you're right. Jiu-jitsu's on the top of the list, obviously. Whether it's at the gym with the kids in our garage, in bed.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Jiu-jitsu definitely is a favorite for me. So the people want to know, do you actually like jiu-jitsu?
Listen. Okay? Jiu-jitsu is cool. I do like it. But Vic loves it. And I'm getting there, and it's one of those things that you can't force on somebody. Like, you cannot force someone to like jiu-jitsu. But at the beginning of my jiu-jitsu journey, you were kind of like, you need to go, you need to go, and I was like, no, I don't want to. I'm an adult. I can make my own. So it's just like one of those things where you just have to. I mean, it kind of goes for everything in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Like how you can't tell me that I want to do something.
Not at all. God, no.
You have to let me decide that I want to do something.
I have to listen, fellas. cheat code. All right, listen up.
Let them think.
If you can find a way to make it their idea, oh man.
Well, that's why. Okay, so absolutely, it's true, and there's a lot in our relationship that has ended up that way.
You can't walk up to your wife and say, "Hey,
you're getting fat."
I was gonna say you should work out, but yeah. You can't do that, guys. So listen up, fellas. No, don't do that. But again, making it their idea. Hey, we should do a competition soon. Hey, let's get some rolls in. I feel with Trish, I need to not only make it her idea, but I need her to know that I care. And that's what it is. Her health and her safety, is number one for me. And an active lifestyle, especially keeping up with these fucking kids, is definitely important. So for me, it's politely guiding you and reminding you of your purpose. That's me. What would you say for you?
I've had so many people be like, "Oh my God, Vic is so motivating. You're so lucky." And it's like, no, for me.
No, that shit works on it.
Like, it doesn't. Honestly,
I know.
It does not.
I know what it is.
He can be like, "Yeah, let's do." No, I don't want to. Like, why not? Because I don't want to. Like, I'm a brat in a relationship.
A little bit. And then one day you'll wake up, run 2 miles, and do that for 2 weeks. Nice. So you'll start jujitsu. Not wanting to, and then 3 weeks later, jump in a competition.
I can't even answer. I feel like I haven't even figured it out for myself.
That's
like
fair.
You're
still growing.
Yeah. For me, my motivation is not being fat.
Stop it right now.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a limit. Right. But for me, I'm like, all right, cool. You good? You're a little chunky. It's cool. You're fine. And then once I'm like 7 months ago, I'm like, nope, too much. You gotta take it back down. You're good. Go back. So for me, I just, as long as I can run 2 miles and not stop, I'm.
Wait. So are you saying accountability?
What?
You keep yourself accountable, honey?
What?
It's a crazy concept, girl.
What you know about that?
No, again, if you listen to my last podcast, I definitely emphasize the importance of, physical fitness and being just being on your game, man. There's no reason
for
why.
life.
Exactly. Oh, Vic, what are you training for? Life, motherfucker. There's no reason why you need to be less than. There's for some reason there's this terrible stigma about, life going downhill in your 30s and your 40s. Fuck that, bro.
I think we're more active now.
Yeah, I'm more active now than I was in high school, I think. I played sports in high school, and this is willingly. This is by choice. This isn't even like, I'm being told to do this. I'm paying for a trainer. Well, I do pay for a trainer or someone to write my workouts because it's makes it a little bit easier. But for the most part, I'm doing this willingly. And
hurting ourselves and getting choked by our friends on a daily basis.
Hey, bro, there's nothing else that puts two people together. The bond. And again, it's key for me. Like fine wine, baby, with age, just getting better. I want to tap out my grandkids. I want to be able to beat my kids as long as I possibly can. And again, it's showing them and leading them through example. Showing them that, dad is always getting after it. Dad's always grinding. Dad's always doing his shit because that's the best way you can show them. Because if not, oh, okay. You should do this. Oh, okay. But you don't do it. And believe it or not, they see it that way, I would be remiss not to bring this up, right? The yin to the yang. What is something that annoys the hell out of you that I do? What is the one thing, or, okay, not one thing, but what would you say are, I guess, some bad qualities of mine, or, something that takes a little bit extra legwork on your end to get over?
You leave things where socks on the counter, empty cans by the couch, dirty plates on the floor. Or
On the
wherever
floor? What do you mean?
If you're sitting on the
Oh,
couch
that's
eating
true.
food,
All right. Okay.
you'll leave them
Okay.
where you're at. Like, you leave things, and he has no. He says he plans to pick them up, but he doesn't.
In my defense,
No.
if you get to it before I do, that
Dog,
doesn't
I'm not
mean
gonna wait 2 months for you to pick this shit
that
up.
I wasn't gonna do it.
Right, in 2 months, I might also build a treehouse. But it's probably not gonna happen.
Hey, whatever, Daddy. Yeah, okay, no, that's true. That is a bad quality of mine. I will
Lord,
say.
me
You
too,
know,
mommy.
I'm gonna blame it on my mom for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I come from a home where I'd be taking off my clothes and the motherfuckers was picked up, washed, ironed, and put back into the drawer before folded.
Yeah.
So, mommy, you spoiled me. She does everything else fantastic though.
Oh no, I'm not ready for it.
Okay, this is what bugs me about you, and
We're getting divorced.
no, stop it right now. No, and here's the thing. Look, for real, like, and again, it goes good and bad, right? The one thing that bugs me the most about you, also is a highlight in our relationship, and what it is, you know, you touched on it earlier. We know each other, right? We're married, right? We know each other. Well, like, why you gotta fake the funk, dog? Like, I know when you're in a mood, right? Like, I know when you're in a mood. So, like,
I'm trying to be better.
no, I know you, and you are, and that's the thing, and you're actively taking steps to be better, 100%. But I'm just saying, like, if bro, you wear your emotions on your face.
Oh, absolutely.
If I walk into a room and we're not vibing, I know that. So the one thing that bugs me the most is when I ask you, like, hey, what's wrong? Nothing. Like, fellas, you feel me? Dude, like, I am around you. You're acting different. Okay, and you know what? Let's say you're not in the mood, or what? You know what? Let's say you're in a funk. But at least acknowledge that the energy has shifted. And I think that is again what bugs me the most that you don't do, but you come around to at least acknowledging it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My only thing is, like, so if I know I'm in a mood for some dumb shit, right? And I know it's some dumb shit.
And you can acknowledge it.
And I can acknowledge that it's some dumb shit. And you're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, and I don't want to be like, it's some dumb shit. And I just be like, I'm cool. Let me get over it. Let me be,
okay.
Know? So how does that work? How would you
say that? Say that. You know what I mean?
Dumb shit?
Some dumb shit. Say, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong.
Well, I know it's wrong,
you know,
but it's some dumb shit.
No, not that it's wrong. Like, I don't know what's wrong. Just something's bugging me. I don't even want to give it the attention. I don't even want to give it the importance. Okay, cool. Boom. Keep it shifting. Keep it moving. Because you got to understand, when you're in a mood, or when I think you're in a mood, or when I perceive you're in a mood, that affects my energy. And then now I'm walking on eggshells. And, you know, the times that we do argue, by the way, guys, we still argue a lot, right? Would you say?
It's like,
little tip tats, right?
Like,
and again, we're not, we're
about
a muffin.
Blueberry muffin.
Hey, bro, it was hot. But no, we still argue. We don't want to paint this picture like we got this fucking perfect relationship and whoop that, this, that, and the other. No. We still argue. We still fight. We still get on each other's nerves. But it's how we get.
And we minimize.
Exactly. We minimize the collateral damage. It's how we bring it back. It's how we find a way to get centered again. That is the key here, people. And that's what I really hope, you know, really conveys in this podcast, in this episode, is shit's gonna happen. There is no happy-go-lucky fucking candy canes and puppies, rainbows. No, it's grimy, it's dirty, it's fucking rough, it's stressful, it's scary. But guess what? You get past it. You get over it. And that is what's key. And for me, kind of, again, circling back to what you were saying, and you just telling me, you know what, there is something, it doesn't make me feel crazy, I guess is what it is.
That makes sense.
Right? Is that fair?
Yeah.
It doesn't make me feel crazy. Because if you don't acknowledge it, I'm like, what the fuck? Is there something wrong with me? Right?
Yeah.
So, I think, again, that's the one thing I would say annoys. But again, we're working on it. You know? You know, perfect example. Not too long ago, I want to say maybe a couple weeks ago, your girl got caught slipping. Okay? Don't even really remember how it happened or what we got into, but
Oh my god! When I screenshotted, oh my god!
All of a sudden, dog. No que no? Alright, so check it out. I fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I fucked up. I'll take the blame, right? We'll equally spread it out. I fucked up on a matter, and whatever. Trish is rolling with the punches. And she decided, and I asked her too, I'm like, are you upset about what I did? Because again, I'm acknowledging that I fucked up. Nah, it's cool. That's all I got, right? Nah, it's cool.
I'm being the better person.
Right.
Like Dexkin, dog, okay?
Okay, right. 3 minutes later, I get a text message of a screenshot that she meant to send someone else talking shit about me. She got caught up talking shit. And not only that, there was receipts, dog. It was a screenshot.
I couldn't unsend that shit.
You can't unsend that shit.
Stuff.
You know that iMessage, bro. So she sent something to my sister that was supposed to be, or I'm sorry, she sent something to me that was supposed to be sent to my sister, and bro, caught her red-handed. And the funniest thing was I read it, I knew exactly what it was about, and listen, our relationship, the relationship of yesteryear, fucking
shit would have
popped off, chairs would have been flying, the whole nine, whatever. But because we are where we're at, I was able to read it, acknowledge it, again, still acknowledge the fact that I'm the reason that started the annoyance, her annoyance. And, and quite honestly, there was no greater satisfaction than the victory of knowing that I kind of caught her up.
But it was like, I sent the screenshot, and then he was like, wait, what? I don't get it. And I literally walked downstairs and said, I was talking shit. I'm sorry. And then he was like, all right, cool.
And again, guys, that accountability. I held myself accountable because I knew what I did to start this got her upset. And even though she didn't admit it, and when she got caught up, she knew and she held herself accountable and admitted, yeah, you know what, I was talking shit. And I was with my sister. I mean, my sister knows the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. So whatever. But, again, and I think this is a good place to put a pin in it. But if you can hear, we got some littles in the background, crying bloody murder for their mother. But circling back to the key points here is communication, trust, loyalty, unwavering motivation, and just feeling safe with one another, and knowing that, God forbid something happens. The zombie apocalypse happens tomorrow.
Oh, I think did you skip that question?
Oh, I did skip that question. Oh, someone asked, what would get me kicked off your apocalypse team? Honey?
Can you answer that for that thing about that?
If we're talking, what kind of apocalypse? I mean, if we're talking zombie, fuck it, any kind of, I would lying, getting caught lying.
How could you prove that they're lying?
Stealing, lying. If this is a zombie apocalypse, you got my back, I got your back. We don't know where the next meal's coming. I think trust has to be up and above anything else. So if I catch you slipping in the slightest bit, you're dead to me.
Like, I'm cold-hearted, so any outsider, you're not welcome.
Yeah.
If you don't...
It'd be hard for you to make the team to begin with.
No. And guess what? Guess who gets to decide that? Me.
Yeah.
Not Vic. He's nice. He's too nice. It's me. I don't know you. I don't want you. Unless you're like a child that might get fucking hurt out there, you know?
Yeah.
But, kicked off.
Let's say they made it on the team. Let's say
they made it on the team.
Yeah, what gets you kicked off the
Coming from me or my kids.
That's true.
So.
Taking from you or your kids.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I guess I'll piggyback on that. Like, if I feel uneasy, if I feel unsafe with my kids, my wife and my kids. Vibes. Fucking, yeah, bro. Your vibes attract your tribe, right? Is what his bird chick say? So that would definitely be one for me. So, hey, take notes, folks. Be nice to her and don't be fucked up. And we ride together, dog. We ride to the end. No, but again, I think it's a good place to put a pin in it. Love one another, talk to one another. communicate. It's okay to express your feelings. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. And
it's okay to really be upset with one.
Yeah, it's okay to be upset with one another, and it's okay to acknowledge that, hey, I fucked up. Be the bigger person. Put the ego to the side. Once again, you're trying to be right. You're trying to make it better. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a good night.
So smart.
You want me to do like a last words for you? Or is that good? You like how that
I
ended?
have no words. Yeah.
You like how that ended?
Mm-hmm.